What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house. And boy, do we got some things to talk about today. All right, of course, we'll be talking about Melodee Buzzard, the 9-year-old little girl that went missing in California. And we're also going to be talking about the search for Sebastian Rogers today. Okay. Now, I told y'all yesterday that I believe this whole Ashley Buzzard thing, the mother of Melodee Buzzard, was, with her holding this dude hostage, was a bunch of BS. Okay. That they trumped up charges to arrest this woman. And it appears today she is a free woman. But first, before we get into all that, I want you guys to leave your fingerprints and your DNA all over that like button, just in case you go missing and nobody tells where you're at. Dolly's going to come in, start rushing, sickling people, head button, and I'm going to find you. All right. I'm going to find you, but I'm going to need your DNA on file just in case. Also, if you're watching out there and you ain't subbed up the channel yet, I don't know what the hell you waiting for at this point. Sub up the channel. Help us hit that 100,000 mark, right? I can't hit 100,000 without the help of each and every one of you beautiful people out here subbing up, liking the videos, sharing the videos on your Facebooks and your other social medias. I can't do it alone, people. I can't do it alone. Now, of course, I got to give my warnings because some of these people out here like to sue people, right? They like to run down there and take out, the word on the YouTube streets, frivolous lawsuits. So Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. Completely satire. Just my opinion, people. The callers today, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. And the biggest one, don't try to be Dolly at home. Okay? Don't do it. It is dangerous. Your head could explode. Okay, so we seen just the other day Ashley Buzzard get arrested. They made a big scene of it. They drug her out the house so the cameras could see it. They handcuffed her. They took her to jail barefoot for holding someone against their will with allegedly a box cutter. Now, Ashley Buzzard had appeared in court yesterday, and she pleaded not guilty to the charges. And now we know California is a catch and release state. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but Donald Trump is trying to do away with that, the president, where they can't catch and release you like this anymore. But anyway, we know they're a catch and release state. So as soon as she appears in front of a judge and she pleads not guilty, the judge lets her go. Right? Crazy, right? This woman has a 9-year-old missing daughter, and they just let her go. But I knew that was coming anyway, because these charges, and I ain't talking about Donald Trump, but they are trumped up charges. This man was sent over there by the father's family, which have been trying to take and locate where Melodee Buzzard is. Now, according to this person that was held with a box cutter, as the title says, she tells him that she dropped off Melodee. But she don't say exactly where. She just says she dropped her off. Not that she killed Melodee, right? Now, I've been telling you, I believe this little girl is alive and she has been hidden somewhere. There's witnesses that have seen these people out and about with the wigs on, and they seen them with a lady with blue hair. Now, she told this process server, paralegal, whatever he wants to call himself, this clout chasing ass weirdo that interfered in the ongoing investigation, which didn't, I don't think, help the investigation none, because now, like I said, Ashley has a lawyer. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want in a missing kid case. You don't want the people to lawyer up like this, because then, of course, you can't even go to them and talk to them anymore. You need to go talk to them, their lawyer, to get any information. So the wig wearing mother is back on the street. Now, she is on supervised release. That means until court maybe once a week or every couple of weeks, she has to check in with, a probation officer, a temporary probation officer, till they figure out what is going on. So she's on a supervised release, but she's out of jail. And now, like I said, she's lawyered up. She still continues not to do any talking. The grandmother was at the court talking about, I want to know where my granddaughter is. Well, here's the thing, lady. You don't have custody of that child. Ashley does. And if she don't want to tell you where the child is, she don't have to tell you where the child is. If she ain't broke no law, she don't have to tell anybody where the child is. That sounds so wild, right, people? It sounds so crazy that this could happen in our country where you owe no explanation to anybody where your child is. And right now, the police are saying they can't prove that a crime has been committed. That no crime, they can't prove a crime has been committed. So if they can't prove there's a crime committed, they can't charge Ashley Buzzard with anything. To me, that is just insane. This is where Dolly law comes into effect. You don't know where your kid is, you sit in jail till you do. Right? You should know at all times where your kid is, or will at least to tell authorities. You may not have to tell everybody. Okay. So she don't want to tell the grandma. Okay. You ain't got to tell the grandma shit. But the authorities, when they're looking for this kid to make sure her safety is okay, you should have to tell the authorities where this child is at. Okay. That's totally different from telling parents or cousins or her sister or whoever she don't have contact with or don't want nothing to do with. I can understand you don't have to tell these people. I ain't got to tell them shit, right? Think about this. You don't have to tell your family members nothing. Some people out here in this room probably don't even have contact with some of their families. A lot of people don't like their families and they cut them off. They're like, I don't want nothing to do with them people. They're crazy. They abused me as a child. I don't owe them nothing, right? So you don't. Technically, you don't. But we have to do something where there's a law put in place to where if authorities want to see the child to make sure the child is safe, that they have the right to do that. It seems nuts to me, right? But so now she's walking free while they try to build a case against her. And the FBI actively right now is backtracking where she went. Okay, because we know she changed the tags on the car. So we don't even know exactly where she went. They know where she went by cameras and tag readers. That's what they use to track you and your vehicle these days. And they've caught a lot of criminals using these tag readers. But the problem is this. Now they have to go in and search for where them New York tags were seen. And a bigger question is this. Where did she get the New York tags? And we got to remember, she did live in these locations that she went to. Boy mom, Dolly, squirrel for the moment. Did you happen to see Facebook Messenger about the missing pregnant mom from Michigan? I sent you an interview of boyfriend. So strange. Boy mom, I did not get that. I went to bed last night at like 7 o'clock and slept till like 6 o'clock this morning. So I slept all night. I slept good. But no, I didn't get a chance to see that message. I will go back and check it out. Okay. And thank you for jumping on the Blessed Express along with Cable right here, keeping Dolly alive this morning. Thank you guys so very much. But no, I haven't read any of my messages yet. I will get to those later today, most likely. Okay. But what I was saying is she lived in these locations. So it's likely she knew people. You think this woman went her whole life without knowing anybody? Like me, I stay in the house a lot. I don't go out unless I absolutely pretty much got to go do something. And I do a lot of my socializing right here on YouTube, right? So you would think, well, Dolly's a homebody. He don't know nobody. No, I know everybody. I went to school here. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody around this area. Do I associate with everybody? No. But do I know everybody? Yes. Do I have friends? Absolutely. And not only that, I got friends all over the country. So, I could easily hide something and nobody find it. And I truly believe that this little girl is alive. And I usually don't get that feeling in these cases because there's signs of foul play, or things don't make sense, or the parents are saying things that don't add up. But in this case, we got a situation where the mother's not saying nothing, and it appears that the last time the child was seen, the child was alive and healthy and wearing the disguise. Now, why would you put the kid in a disguise? Possibly because you're trying to hide the kid from, I believe she's trying to hide the child from the family. Okay, because the family's been wanting this child. She's already lost one daughter, and she don't want to lose another. And these people are pressuring her. And then, of course, these are the same people that sent this process server to her house. Now, if she knows these people are friends with the baby's daddy's side of the family, why would she have done any of these things? I believe this is something so they could get her arrested. I truly do. I don't even think she pulled a box cutter on this man. She hasn't been aggressive towards anybody else, as far as the public, protesters, police, anybody at her house. She hasn't been aggressive to, but she's aggressive to this one guy that just happens to be friends with the other side of the family that she don't want communication with. Buck Cherry Girl said, I am late. What did I miss? Ashley Buzzard, the mother of Melodee Buzzard, has been freed on bond, right? Well, just released because California's catch and release. So she had $100,000 bond until she went to court. And then, of course, the judge just released her. Supervised release. So which means she'll have to show up at a probation officer, once a week or once every 2 weeks, or sometimes once a month, until she goes to court. And then when she goes to court, this is a my word against your word kind of case, which usually in my state, they don't do shit about. In Virginia, you say I hit you and I say you hit me, and we got two different stories. When we go to court, they just usually throw that stuff out because there's no evidence, there's no proof that any of that even occurred, because it's your word against their, and in the court of law, your word weighs out just as much as somebody else's word does. And you got to remember, Ashley Buzzard don't have a bad criminal record. So she's saying she didn't do these things, and this guy should have never been there, and it was at her house. It'd be different if she went out somewhere and then pulled a box cutter on somebody. But she could go in there and say, hey, he was aggressive towards me, and I was scared, and I grabbed a box cutter. Now you got her word against his word, and that's the kind of boat that we're in. So I knew she was getting out of jail, because I told you guys in the last stream, I said, listen, this shit is made up to get her arrested, because the family's mad she's not in jail. They're mad she's not talking. They're mad she's not telling where the kid is. And they're not going to do nothing. Even in this state, right? And I'm in Virginia, Commonwealth state, where they put everybody in jail for everything. You cannot go down and take a felony warrant on somebody in the state of Virginia. You can't. Only the police can take that warrant. Now, if you would have called the police and the police came and you said, hey, she held me with a box cutter, they would have went down there and secured a felony warrant. But you can't leave the home and then go down there, and not in my state, and you can take a misdemeanor warrant. Like, say you come over here and you slap the shit out of me. I can get up, I can go down to the magistrate, take a warrant out, tell the magistrate, hey, you came to my house, you slapped me. That's a misdemeanor warrant. Okay? At the max, it carries a year in jail. That's it. At the absolute max, which you would never get anyway. Trust me. I done slapped the shit out of plenty of people. I ain't never did a year in jail. So in Virginia, you can do that, right? But then when you go down there, of course, instantly they're going to give you a bond, and it's going to be a reasonable bond too. It ain't going to be like no $100,000 bond. It's going to be like $1,000 bond. You pay $100, get out of jail for simple assault in Virginia. That's it. It ain't nothing crazy. That's why you can't be running your mouth in the state of Virginia, because somebody slapped the shit out of you. It only costs $100 to get out of jail, right? That's what I think when people say something crazy to me. I'd be like, it's only $100 to get out of jail. If you own property, it don't cost you nothing. They'll let you out on a secured property bond. Okay, so you got to watch what you say around here. But I knew that was trumped up charges and that she was going to be released. Are they going to find Melanie? Like, what is going on with that? I mean, you think you got the FBI involved, you got all these police, all these different jurisdictions involved in the search for this little girl, and most likely she is alive, and you still can't find her. I just don't know. But I want to play this video for you. This is a little bit of update of what transpired.
We have the latest now on the search for Melodee Buzzard. As the mom of the missing 9-year-old California girl appeared in court yesterday, our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is in L.A. with more for us. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. Ashley Buzzard may be out of jail. She is not out of investigators' crosshairs. They say she has been uncooperative about what happened to her 9-year-old daughter, Melodee. And at this point, they tell me they're investigating all angles, including the chilling possibility that she was trafficked.
Wow.
This morning, Ashley Buzzard, the mother of 9-year-old Melodee, who's been missing from her home near Santa Barbara for over a month now, sent home from jail with a GPS monitor following this court appearance.
Ma'am, you're released on supervised release.
But Ashley wasn't in court to face charges related to Melodee's disappearance. She was there to face a charge of false imprisonment after a man she knew named Tyler Brewer accused her of holding him against his will in her home.
He looks like a sleazeball to himself. So I didn't trust him when I heard what he said happened. When he came out and put out a press release, I was like, okay, dude, you're a nobody. You're trying to be relevant. You inserted yourself into this case. Now, this lady with her hair pieces, oh my God, is that her real hair or is she wearing a wig here? Like every time we see her, she wears a wig. So is she bald headed? What is going on with this lady's skull?
Brewer claims Ashley brandished a box cutter and refused to let him leave after he says she shared information she appeared to regret disclosing.
We're entering a not guilty plea.
Buzzard released after a judge ruled she was not a flight risk. Adrian Galvin is her attorney.
We're eager to test the reliability, veracity, and credibility of the complaining witness in this case.
Outside the courthouse, Melodee's paternal grandmother, Lily Dennis, spoke to our affiliate, KEYT.
But I want to know where my granddaughter is. What's going on? They let her go? They didn't say nothing about my granddaughter?
And overnight, I asked Ashley's attorney about that.
Can you say whether Ashley is concerned about the welfare of her daughter, Melodee?
I can't comment on that.
Melodee last spotted in these surveillance images standing slightly behind her mother at a car rental in Lampa, California on October 7th. Both Melodee and her mother wearing wigs. Authorities say the pair drove off in a Chevy Malibu 1,500 miles to Nebraska. Ashley returned 3 days later, but without her daughter. The FBI and local law enforcement say they've been working to retrace their movements after finding the license plates on the Malibu were swapped out during the drive.
We have discovered that there was a change of the license.
That is what they're claiming. That, okay, see, when she allegedly pulled the box cutter on the guy, right? She told him that she dropped Melodee off. So the title was accurate, okay? Melodee Buzzard's mom drops her off. That is what he's alleging that she got irate about and then pulled the box cutter on him, okay, and wouldn't let him out the door. He's saying that she's dropped her off somewhere. Now, I think she dropped her off somewhere too, but with somebody, and she's hiding her. Now, the dude, I believe, is just clout chasing myself, and she never really did this. But I do believe she dropped this child off, but he's alleging also that she said she dropped this child off.
License plate on the vehicle that we've been describing that went on this road trip. And then also an additional sighting that places Melodee with Ashley as far along that trip as the October 9th.
That was somewhere near the Colorado-Utah region, and authorities say it was the last time anyone had seen Melodee. The next day, Ashley returned the car with the original plates, but without Melodee. Authorities served a warrant to search Ashley's home, the rental car, and a storage locker. Law enforcement sources from multiple agencies point out the catch-22 in this case. On the one hand, they are extremely worried about what happened to Melodee, but because they can't find Melodee and because there is no actual evidence that a crime has been committed, they can't charge Ashley with any crime, even though they say she has been uncooperative from the very start. Guys.
Oh, what a horrible story. Okay, Matt, thanks very much.
Okay, so there's no law that says you have to cooperate with the police. Okay. They could come over here right now and they could ask me about something that most people would answer the question to. And I could say, hey, get off my property, get off my porch, step away from my door. I got nothing to say to you. And if you don't, you're trespassing. Right? And then once they're told, they can't even come back on your property without a warrant. I mean, just like anybody else, you don't have the right.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor
to walk in my yard. No trespassing signs apply to the police too. You don't have a warrant. You're not to trespass on my property. You ain't got a reason from a court that says you can come knock on my door. You can get the F away from my door and don't come back. Simple as that. Most people just say yeah and answer your question, but you don't got to answer nothing to the police. If you can't prove a crime has been committed, then there's no crime. There's no reason for you to be at my door. So, but you know, most people are good people, and they would say, hey man, you're mistaken. My daughter's fine. She's right here. You know, she's in good hands. But when you got people that want to take your child, I can understand her wanting to hide the child. Look at the grandmother and look at the family, how they're acting towards her. She's already paranoid. She has bipolar disorder, or I think she may be a little schizo. That's just my opinion. I ain't no doctor. And she's freaking out, right? And listen, so she already has paranoia where she wants to hide her kid. And then after this, she is, listen, you can't trust all police. Some police will lie. So that's why I don't really mess with the police myself, because there's good police out there, but there are some bad police. Some police will lie right on you and then just try to find something to arrest you for. I've had it happen. I've been arrested for, I had the police come to my house for something that had nothing to do with me. They were at the wrong house and arrested me. Okay. I mean, the charges got dropped because they were at the wrong house, but they still arrested me. I still went to jail because I told them, I said, hey man, you at the wrong house. You got the wrong, I'm home alone. There's nobody here. I didn't call you. Right. And they arrested me for obstruction of justice. And I was like, they wanted to come in my house and look around. I was like, you done lost your mind. I was like, dude, you better get away from my door. And they say, well, you're not allowing us to do your job. You're under arrest. Okay. This is back when I smoked. Okay. So I didn't want them in my house because, you know, I smoked. So, but that ain't what they came there for. They came for a dispute in the yard. Right. And I was like, I'm here alone. Right. There's nobody even here to fight with. And they were like, well, let us in your house, look around. And I was like, oh, hell no. No, hell no. You ain't coming in my house. You got a warrant. And then that's when it escalated. And the cop, my dog was at the door and I went to turn around to put my dog up. And the cop snatches me out the house. And then me and him getting a little tussle. You know, like, I'm like, why are you grabbing me? I'm trying to like pull away from him. He handcuffs me. I go to jail for obstruction of justice. Of course, I go to court. I tell the judge, I was like, look, I told them they were at the wrong house. And then they found out that the call didn't even come from my house. Okay. It came from somewhere else, like a neighbor's house, right? I don't know who the neighbor was fighting with, right? I have no clue. But I guess one of the neighbors called the police. They had a dispute with another neighbor in the front yard, which I was in the house. I'd never seen. And when I come out the house, they're thinking that I done killed somebody and drug them in the house or something. I don't know. I was just inside chilling, smoking, living, watching cartoons. Next thing you know, I'm in a pair of handcuffs on the way to the city jail. And of course, like I said, when I went to court, the judge said, you know, we're sorry about the inconvenience. That's all they tell. I'm sorry about the inconvenience. You know, all charges dropped, dismissed. And that, but you know, that don't change the fact that, you know, y'all locked my ass up, you know, for watching Bugs Bunny. So I don't really trust the police. You know, when I see the police come to the door, I don't care what it's for. It makes me a little sketchy, you know, and I just ain't never had good run-ins with the police. Only one time I was broke down one time and this lady cop pulled over and she was like, oh, you broke down? I was like, yeah. She was like, where you live at? I was like, well, I live here. And she was like, you know what? Hop in, I'll give you a ride home. And I was like, all right. And she drove me home. I think that's the only good experience I ever had with the police, right? She actually gave me a ride to my door and wished me a good day. And I was thinking that's what police are supposed to do, right? Protect and serve kind of thing. You know, she couldn't protect me, but she could do some service. She could give me a ride home because I was broke down on the side of the road, right? And and that's what she did. She was really nice. And she was like, you know, I hope you get your car fixed, you know, and drop me off at the house. I was like, that was nice, like a cab. But you don't owe the police no explanation. If they what if they never find that a crime has been committed? At what point is your child missing? Does it become a crime? I mean, that's a weird question. Virginia, I think they would deal with things a little bit better. We're known for violating your constitutional rights here. But California, not so much. Not so much. I'm right with you with the cops. There's a few good ones, but there are plenty of crooked ones. Yes, crazy Daisy Doodle. I agree. There is some really bad cops out there. They power trip and they use that badge to be a bully and they think they can do whatever they want with it. And then there's good people that are cops, right? That's why I know, you know, it ain't all cops are bad. Some cops are really good. Like I said, the woman was really nice, gave me a ride home, was just making sure I was safe and had a ride back to my place. And then you got like the cop that I said, it came up to the door, was at the wrong house and arrested me. You know, you in court looking stupid as hell, like you don't know how to do your job. You know what I'm saying? And they don't punish the police. Okay. Like the cop that arrested me, wrongfully arrested me. And the call didn't even come from my house, right? They had the 911 call in court. They didn't do nothing to the police officer. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, I think you could probably civilly sue them. You know, I could have probably sued the police department for wrongfully arresting me, but it was like a little misdemeanor shit. You know, it was like, why go through all the trouble of, you know, tying my time up messing with these police and having to go hire a lawyer and stuff like that. I mean, I could have probably had a civil suit against them, but for a misdemeanor crime, what are they really going to do to the police? Not much. It ain't like they beat me up or anything. Now, if they would have Rodney King'd me and then arrested me, it would have been different. More trouble than it's worth. Yeah, that's how I looked at it. Yeah, there are cops that think they're above the law. There absolutely is. And, you know, good cops got to hold bad cops responsible. You know, if you're a good cop and you watch another cop be a bad cop and you don't do nothing about it, then you got two bad cops. That's how it is. You can't be a good cop and allow bad shit to go on around you. And like I said, cops don't serve anymore. They don't even protect, to be honest. They show up when they're called. And the time they're called, it's too late, right? Nobody calls the police before a crime happens. They call the police after a crime happens. So they're not there to protect you. They don't serve you, right? Like I said, you break down now. This was years ago when that lady picked me up and took me home. If you break down on the side of the road now, the police will drive right past your ass. Drive right past you. Keep going. Won't even look at you. So they don't help you anymore. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you seen a cop get out and help an old lady cross the road? They don't do that shit. They more worried about running up on you and catching you with some dope than anything else, right? So they can be like, yeah, we got a big arrest. They're like that. It's terrible. I think the police are one of the worst gangs out there. Okay, that's how I look at the police. So I feel sorry for the good cops because I just have a bad taste, right? Like I don't blame people for running from the police. I'd run too. Crooked ass cops, right? So what do we do about a situation like this? You know, you have to change the laws. That's it. I love this monologue. You are telling the truth 100%. Yes, I agree, Dolly. So, I mean, if you don't change the laws and then there's nothing they can do to this woman. This woman's going to stay free. And not only this, but other people are watching this. Okay. We have to worry about copycats. People go, oh, well, if I do something to my kid, I don't have to say nothing. And if I don't say nothing, they can't do nothing to me. So we're in one of these situations right now where there's no proof of a crime. None. And if she did commit a crime, what state did she commit the crime in? Because you know you can only charge by the state. Like say we're traveling and we go through 10 states, but then I unalive you in, let's just say, Nebraska. The only person that can charge you with violating a crime is Nebraska. So what state charges her for, let's just say they think she unalived the child. Well, where do we charge her at? Okay. What state would you charge this woman in? You don't know what state she committed the crime in. If a crime has been committed, which kind of blows my mind. You know, it just blows my mind that we don't have nothing in place to protect these kids. Now, I would think here in Virginia or across the board for most places, but you know, we do have these states that are ran by Democrats that operate a little bit differently on this whole. FBI is involved, yes, but it ain't a federal crime. Okay, it's not a federal crime, but the FBI is involved because it's a missing kid. And usually the FBI does get involved in the search for missing kids, and the U.S. Marshals, because they, especially when it happens over multiple states, that way they have jurisdiction to actually go in and search for this kid. Okay, because California can't go into Utah and run the show there, right? So you need the FBI involved when it becomes a nationwide hunt, because they can go anywhere and operate in any of these states. They have branch offices in all the states across the country. So just like in Georgia, when you had the GBI, you also had the FBI Georgia branch office that testified against Leilani. And that was the blonde hair woman that ran the FBI unit as far as missing children for the FBI in Georgia. So their branch was, I think, in Atlanta. So they don't have a branch in every little city, but every, like maybe the capital, they'll have a FBI field office. And then when something happens within that state, they send somebody, especially with missing kids, because they have a missing kids division of the FBI. They send out somebody from that division to whatever town it is, because every town don't have one, but I think the capitals, mostly in the capitals, do. Like in Atlanta, capital of Georgia, they sent out to Savannah to search for Quentin Simon. Same thing with Summer Wells. They had the FBI involved in Summer Wells, and that was from a field office. I don't know what city that field office was from, but I'm sure it was either from Nashville, somewhere major, where they have an FBI office. So the FBI is involved. Hopefully, you know, they get some answers. Maybe the most important thing is to share this girl's picture, because I believe she's alive. And if she's alive, if she's not being held somewhere, like usually when somebody drops you off, they'll go to the store. And already she's been seen at a few locations. There's a woman claiming to have seen her at a Walmart. And of course, the gas station attendant that's seen her mother come in and say something about some missing, about a cat. There were some stray cats outside of a gas station. And Ashley Buzzard walked in and said, hey, you got a bunch of cats out here in front of the building. So the young girl walks outside, and when she does, she sees Ashley Buzzard get into the car. And by this time, the FBI had already been looking for her. Okay? Because she said, I remember the missing poster, the pictures. So this would have to be after the fact, not before the fact. So this is after she's went missing. That the mother got in the car, and she was in the car with a blue-haired lady. All right. Now, is this blue-haired lady that one is the one that holds the key? Is this a friend or a relative of Ashley, and she has Melanie. Because there's no reason, right? Not only is there's no motive to hurt the child. If you're going to disguise the kid and you're going to leave with her, and if you was going to hurt somebody, would you drive across country to unalive those people? I don't think so. I think if you have a psychotic episode, you're going to do it right there. If not, this is premeditated. She planned this, right? I'm going to rent the car. I'm going to take her here. I'm going to. Is it Ashley in a blue wig? I don't think so. This woman said, this girl said it was an older woman. Now, is it possible she could have seen Ashley in a blue wig and thought she was an older woman? I mean, this is a little girl. You can kind of tell a little girl when you see a little girl by their build. But could she have made that mistake? I mean, it's possible she could have made that mistake and didn't realize it and was like, okay, I thought it was a woman with blue hair, but really it was Ashley in the car. But there has to be somebody else involved. Where, like I said, did she pull over somewhere and steal the New York plates? Or did somebody give her those New York plates? And who did where? See, if the police would release that, right? Like were the plates stolen from one of those states? Or was just a random purple? Did I say blue? Yeah, it was purple wig. No, not a purple wig. I think she just said she had purple hair, purple or blue hair. Did the plates get stolen in New York? Right? Or did they get stolen in like Utah? Because that would explain a lot. Because she could have stolen the plates if there was somebody from New York visiting. James, thank you right there for your $5 super sticker. Jumping on the Blessed Express. Buckle up. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers next. And that train gets a little bumpy. Okay, you think this one's bizarre. Sebastian Rogers is just as bizarre, if not worse than this one. Because I truly believe in this case, like I said, that Ashley is alive. That's the importance of sharing this little girl's picture. Because if somebody goes somewhere with her, somebody's going to see her. But at this point, you got to know this. This case is national enough that if you had Melanie, you would know everybody in the country's looking for her. Right? Kelly says the person she held hostage has been a friend of Ashley's for nearly 15 years, and she got an ankle tag on. He's been a friend of the family of the other side of the family. They sent him there. Okay, he says they didn't, but they did. I don't believe any of that there, Kelly. Okay. Me, myself, yes, she is on supervised probation, but the person she held hostage, that ain't proven yet. Okay. She hasn't been found guilty of that. So allegedly would be the word we would have to go. The person she allegedly held hostage, because she's not been found guilty of any crime yet. And she's been released. You're innocent in this world until proven guilty. I say that every show, right? I am, you are, Ashley is, Chris and Katie Proudfoot are. Everybody's innocent to proven guilty. Now, allegedly, she held that man hostage, but I don't believe that. Let me tell you this. There ain't a woman in this world that could hold me hostage. Unless you had a gun, but a box cutter standing in front of the door, I would pick up a chair and wrap that thing around your head. You wouldn't stand a chance in this world. If a man is being held hostage by a woman, he's also a woman. Okay? You wouldn't hold me hostage. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that when a man plays victim to a woman. Oh my God, I was scared she was going to hurt me. Get the hell out of here. You big old sissy. You would have to be the biggest cowardly man in the world to let some shit like that happen. Okay? If you pulled a box cutter on me, I would baby powder my hand up and be like, Get the hell out the way, woman. You done lost your damn mind. You couldn't hold me hostage if you wanted to. Okay. I was like, what? What? You just pulled out your bitch card, right? What? That don't happen. Now, there is some women out here that are a little more violent. Like if you had Amanda Nunes from the UFC, maybe, or if you had Christina Cyborg, you know, female women fighting champions, maybe, but just some regular old woman wearing a wig. Oh, hell no. You ain't holding me hostage. Judge be like, why you slap the shit out of her? I'd be like, the woman was trying to hold me hostage. You crack me up. I'm just saying, it's true. Think about it. You would have to hold the most sissy ass man hostage in the world. That's why I knew it was BS. I was like, this is BS. This dude was just trying to get her locked up. This is trumped up stuff to lock her up because they didn't have nothing to lock her up for, right? And I knew that. I think a good majority of people knew that. And they looked at this dude and was like, yeah, this dude's a sleazeball. It don't make what she's doing okay. I don't never want to sound like I'm defending this woman because I'm not. Because there's a possibility that something bad could have happened to Melanie. And I don't take up for monsters. I just don't. And there's a possibility that this woman could be a monster. Even when there's a possibility, I don't defend you, right? Like, I don't know, this lady might have done something bad and I'm wrong. And this little girl's in I hate to say it, a shallow grave out there somewhere, right? So I want whatever's coming to this woman, I want her to talk. It's one of those things that are conflicting with me because I believe in the Constitution. I truly do. But at the same time, that's what's protecting this lady is her constitutional rights. And do I want her protected when there's missing kids? That's why I'm saying we have to change the laws, right? At this point right now, it ain't nothing we can do. And it's only right that they not do nothing because if they do anything, now they're violating their constitutional rights. But we need to amend that somehow to where if it's dealing with a kid and the authorities want to know where that child is at, you have to let the authorities at least be able to check to make sure the safety of the child. Dolly law. Right now, that ain't the case. Okay. Now listen, if a grandma wants to know and you don't want your kid to have nothing to do with the grandmother or the uncles or the cousins, or that's your right. You don't have to tell them anything. You don't owe them nothing. But when it comes to the safety and the welfare of the child, and this is the authorities, I think you should have to at least be like, okay, the kid is here and let them verify that the child is alive, the child is safe, and the child is in good hands, right? If not, here's the thing. When do you charge her with a crime? Because if she doesn't enroll the kid in school, in most states, that becomes a crime. Okay, she's being homeschooled right now. So we got her where she wasn't enrolled in school. So if she don't go to school, but you still have to enroll her in homeschooling, right? So if she's not enrolled in homeschooling, and you don't have to show up with the kid to enroll her in homeschooling. I don't know. I mean, it's just a super gray area that it's hard to get around that, right? Like, what do we do? It's just like, is she going to get away with never have to tell where her kid is at? If you can't never prove she did anything. How do they do it? I mean, here, listen, this is what I can use for example. In Virginia, Cody Bixby, little boy, he's still missing. They never found his body. They never really had any proof that the father did anything to the boy. Never. There's no witnesses that seen it. Right? There was no signs of a crime. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Cody's little brother said he's seen him non-responsive. That he went to wake him up and he wouldn't wake him up. He wouldn't wake up. That's the only evidence they had against the father, Corey. I go to the court. Most of y'all been following. Y'all see me confront the father outside the court. Hit him with, where's the baby? You know what I'm saying? I also bumped into him in the bathroom. But they had no evidence against this man. Biscuits and gravy, thank you so much. They had no evidence against Corey Bisbee. Zero. Even I was sitting there going, man, they got nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. They did have the testimony of the little boy. His brother said, I went in there to wake him up and he wouldn't wake up. They convicted Corey Bixby in 45 minutes of second-degree murder. 45 minutes. You couldn't get up and go to the bathroom and come back for they didn't convicted him. The jury was out for like, I swear it seemed like 30 seconds. It was like conviction, second-degree murder. And I was like, damn. And he never told where the baby's at. So they've never found this child. They never had no proof that the father actually killed the child. But yet he's convicted of the murder of this child. Now they did say he wrote a couple confessions, then he recanted. So that goes against them too, right? That goes against them too. So, I mean, there's some evidence, but not very little, very little. And all he said was he left the child home by himself. And they used that to arrest him. But here's the thing. He asked for a lawyer 7 times before he answered any questions. And Virginia denied him a lawyer and kept questioning him. And then when he said he left the child home, they arrested him. So they violated his constitutional rights. He's in prison right now for second-degree murder, but he has a lawsuit against the state for violating his constitutional rights. So there may be a situation where something goes down in the future on that one, right? But like I said, here, we would have violated your constitutional rights to arrest your ass. We'd be like, okay, sue us. We're going to put you in prison for life first, though. You can sue us from prison. You know what I'm saying? That's how we operate, right? But other states don't operate like that. And I think he definitely did it. I think he definitely did it too, right? But thinking something and knowing something is 2 different things, right? You know, like we think certain parents in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers had something to do with it, but we can't prove that. We can't prove that, right? And speaking of that, I was talking about it the other day, and when, you know, this clip was put out from the PI, I didn't realize how old of a clip this was. So when I spoke on it the other day, I had heard the clip, and I thought it was a more recent clip that took place, right? Because I was saying how the PI is kind of late to the dance. I was wrong about that. So I got to recant what I said in the last video about Sebastian Rogers, because I learned after the fact that that's an old call and it's just now being released. Okay. So I was a little wrong on some of the stuff I said in my last video. And listen, Dolly makes mistakes, but as a grown ass man, I own those mistakes, right? Dolly, you are concerned about crime in Virginia now, since Virginia will be Democratic governor next year. Yes. Am I worried about crime? Yes. And sometimes it don't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. It ain't all Democrats. You know, it's certain Democrats. Some Democrats do the right thing, right? It's like people. You have good people and you have bad people. I'm not going to say just because you're a Democrat that you're a bad person. Okay. You have bad apples. We have bad Republicans, right? Terrible ass Republicans. You have some terrible ass Democrats. You just, in this world, we have some terrible people. And the thing is, this is good. We need good people. We need good people running things. It don't matter what side of the fence you on. How much really changes, right? Politics works like this. There's 2 horns to the same goat. People are just pulling on the horns, right? These same people that sit up here on TV and fight, they also the ones when they have them $100,000 dinners that they're eating together. They're rubbing elbows together. They make you think they're enemies, but really they're friends. That's how politics works. All of them are crooks. Every last single politician out there is a crook. If you wasn't a crook, you wouldn't be a politician. All of them have other people's interests in mind, not the people. Corporations run this world, not just our country, this world. All these people that are in power, they work for corporations. Every single one of them. There ain't a soul out here in politics that don't. Every apple's bad. Okay, don't bite none of the apples. It just is. These people don't care about us. None of us. Not you, not me. They make you think they do, but they don't. That's why I don't follow politics. None of them people give two shits about me as a person. The rich get rich, the poor get poor. And tell me I'm wrong. Dolly for president, okay? Whatever year I can run. That's the truth, and that's what nobody will tell you. Is all these people, nobody gives a damn about you as a person. All they care about is special interest groups. You can't be a broke person to be president. Show me a broke man that's been the president. Only the powerful can be the president. So just always keep that in mind. Okay. Back to the Sebastian Rogers stuff. When I heard the interview, I thought it was something recent. I didn't realize that this was just old and it's being put out so much time later to, I guess, for whatever reason, at Daytime Intelligence Agency thought that really ain't an intelligence agency. Okay. If it is, it's the dumbest damn agency I've ever seen in my life. Okay. And it's not, these are people that just got out of jail for fraud. So for anybody out there that still believes this dog the bounty hunter shit or the intelligence agency or there's a $500,000 reward for Sebastian Rogers, you need to turn in your true crime card. Okay. It's like a library card. You need to hand that over. You are no longer allowed to be in true crime. Okay. You are suspended from true crime indefinitely if you still believe that stuff. Okay. Does anybody in here believe in Dog the Bounty Hunter and this intelligence agency? If you do, press 1 in the chat so I can kick you out. Okay. I'm playing. I won't kick you out. But be honest. Does anybody believe that? If you think it's okay, listen. If you think it's all bullshit, press 2. If you believe it, press 1. Okay. I want to see my 2s. Y'all better be all 2s across the board. All right. Because at this point, remember when people were talking about I was jealous of Dog the Bounty Hunter and I was wrong and I'm just a dumbass. And anybody remember all that stuff? Because I remember it. Where are those people at now? Where are they at now? Speak up. Forever hold your peace. Where y'all at now? Where's them dog? Dolly, you just jealous of Dog. Dog is the greatest. Dog is going to get this solved. Where are all them people at now? Where y'all at? I'm waiting. I don't see y'all. They vanished. All that shit talking people did to me. Now it's a different story. Now it's a different story. I don't see nothing but 2s. I didn't see not one person hit 1. Ain't one honest person in here. Somebody got to believe in Dog the Bounty Hunters. Anybody? Dog's the greatest. I just don't see it. Dog is washed up, retired time. Man, I had changed a lot of. You would have said that 6 months ago. People were going off on Dolly. Dolly, wait right there. Look, we got one. Okay, all right. We ain't gonna hold you responsible. You're allowed to think whatever you want. I'm just picking on you guys that think that, But honestly, you need to get with the times, and you must be new to true crime. But I'm not brand new here, and I live in the real world. Dog old lady Beth would have been able to hold you hostage, Dilly. Beth? I like Beth. Me and Beth would have got along good. I think Beth was the best part of Dog the Bounty Hunter. I think she was the glue that held that shit together. I think he is nothing more but than a grifter that on a large level. I mean, I hate to say that, but I do. He inserts himself into every case that he can, when it don't have anything to do with bounty hunting. Now, is he a good bounty hunter? Absolutely. He'd probably be the greatest bounty hunter of our time. But when it comes to true crime and missing people, man, get the hell out of here. Get your old gumming ass, feather wearing wannabe, don't even know what color you are ass. Like he still thinks he's native. Right? You white as shit, right? Sit down, old man. Somebody get their grandpa Leland. Get your daddy, okay? Get your damn daddy. Now, if Leland was out here saying, hey, I'm going to kick indoors, do something, I might believe Leland, right? I might go, yeah, Leland, man, do work. You know, it's your generation now. It's your time now, right? But his daddy, he's out there tarnishing the name so damn bad, Leland won't never even get him a show. I hate to say it. Hey, Leland, your daddy doing you dirty, bro. He doing you dirty out there. He fucking the name up is what he's doing. So, I mean, that's just the truth, right? I don't want to be mean to the man. I'm a Dog the Bounty Hunter fan, right? When he's bounty hunting. I'm right here, Dolly. Dog's team will get it done. Oh, Lord, common sense. You got no sense. I'm picking. You probably got some sense. Just not when it comes to true crime and Dog the Bounty Hunter. All right. You might be right on a million things, but you are definitely wrong on that one. Okay. You are 100% wrong. If he was going to get it done, why ain't he got it done? How much time does he need? Common sense. How much time does he need? What happened to kicking indoors, making citizens arrest? He moved on quick as when that case faded. He moved on quick as he could. He gone. He won't even mention Timmy and Sean anymore. Okay? He don't even know who Timmy and Sean is. He done forgot already. Parkinson's done kicked in. He don't Alzheimer's, right? He don't know. I mean, I don't want to be mean to somebody you know. Yeah, I do. Yeah. He deserves it at this point. He deserves the truth to come out. And I hate to say it, when it comes to these things, he's grifting. That's it. He don't care about none of this shit. He has no concern whatsoever. It's all just, oh, this will put me in the spotlight. He's worried about, he wants to be a star. Okay? And that to me is horrible. I mean, he wants to be famous and he can't come to grips with his day has came and passed, right? Everybody has their day. Listen, I used to rock shows, thousands of people, singer of a band, all that. But you know what? There came a day where that shit ended and I moved on. I don't dwell in the past and think I'm still some rock star ass dude. No, I'm just some ugly dude on YouTube now, right? Same as every other ugly dude on YouTube. I'm nothing special. But in his mind, he can't accept that. He can't accept it. He still thinks he's this big bad dog. And you're not. You're some old ass man that needs to get you some sweet tea and a rocking chair and sit on the porch and reminisce about old times. That's where he's at. Dog is trying to remain relevant. Absolutely. And listen, us old people, and I know I'm saying it for me. We get it. We get it. Everybody wants to be their glory days. I was a badass when I was young. You don't think I still want to be badass? I ain't badass anymore. I'm old. My bones hurt. My best days are behind me. I accept it. Okay? You have to stay in reality and be like, I can't do that shit anymore. Okay? All the bicycle tricks and snowboard tricks and damn all the stuff I used to wakeboard. I can't do that. I'm old. My buddy asked me the other day, he said, Dolly, you want to go snowboarding? I said, hell no. I take a fall, I'll be hurt for 10 years. I can't fall down. I ain't 20 years old. I can't bounce up off the ground like a ball no more. Hell no. I hit the ground. I'm going to be on the ground until somebody picks me up. No, I don't want to go. Absolutely not. Can't do it. I'm not getting hurt. I just ain't doing it. So you have to accept the fact that when your day has come and gone and be real about it. A lot of times you watch like fighting, these people that stay in fighting too long, they were great. And then they get older, like Mike Tyson. Look at the story of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was destroying everybody. All right. He was, fastest knockouts in the history of the world. He got old, time caught up with him, and random white boys were beating him up. Okay? Just getting off the bar stool and drinking a beer and walking over there and beating up Mike Tyson. You couldn't have did that when he was young, but he couldn't accept the fact that his time had came. But everybody's time comes where you're not what you used to be. You have to accept it. And you act like you're on your C's life. Yeah, I mean, there's still things I can do. I ain't saying I'm incapable of doing anything. I'm just saying there's certain things. And I didn't say I couldn't do it. I just said I'm not as good as I was. Okay? I'm not as good as I was. It ain't that I still can't do it. Can I go hop on a snowboard? Yeah, I can go hop on a snowboard. Can I go skateboard? I still skateboard to this day. I don't ride bikes anymore, right? Not freestyle bikes, but I ride bicycles. I mean, I can still do all these things. I just can't go I can't jump on no half pipe and do a damn 360 Mac twist. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do those things. I can wakeboard. I ain't gonna be doing no flips and no tricks on a wakeboard. So, I mean, I can still do everything. I just can't do it at the level that I once did. And like, I could go out and put a band together and rock a show right now. I just can't do it at the level that I once did it at. And you have to accept that. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. Yeah, you can still do a lot of stuff. I ain't saying I'm so old I can't do nothing, right? I'm just saying I can't do it at the highest levels that I once did when I was a younger guy. What did you say about the Toby Keith song? There's a Toby Keith song about this. I ain't as good as I once was. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. The Toby Keith point. I'm still good. I'm still great. I just ain't as good as I was. Okay? That's the point. Water ski, soft landings, right? Even Tony Hawk wears a helmet now. There you go, right? Tony Hawk ain't stupid. He knows. He knows he takes them same falls he took as a kid and kill his ass. So, anyway, back to, the search for Sebastian Rogers. I think my video from yesterday, I think I was fair and good to all people involved in this case. Is that, we've had a rocky past in the search for Sebastian Rogers. We really have. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of circus, a lot of ego, a lot of everything involved in it. A lot of people making it about them and not Sebastian Rogers across the board, right? But I'm a strong believer that tomorrow don't have to be the same as today. I really do truly believe that every day is a new day. When I wake up, it feels like a new day. To me, anyway. And it's just because everything was chaos yesterday, don't mean it has to be chaos today. And I wish that whatever's going on, maybe this is a Christmas miracle. I don't know, that some of these people would put their egos and their pride aside a little bit and think about what's the most important thing in this, and that is Sebastian Rogers. As far as Seth, Chris, Katie, listen, we don't have the evidence that Chris and Katie did anything to Sebastian Rogers. Neither does Seth Rogers. At some point, all the fighting became more important than finding Sebastian Rogers. That's a shame. Like, listen, me and my baby mama, we ain't always seen eye to eye. But I can tell you this. I know she's a good woman and she knows I'm a good father. I know she's a good mother. We would put any differences that we personally had aside because we both love our kid, right? That's something I know truly. She loves my daughter. She knows I love my daughter. We would, if we had any difficult, whatever it was in our past, all that shit would get thrown to the side. And I can tell you, we would be side by side, united in finding our daughter. No doubt. And for these people not to be able to put the past behind them and think about the greater cause and still hold anger and hate towards each other, it's basically insanity. Okay, it's insanity because if you do the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result, that is absolutely the definition of insanity. And we've seen what the last 2 years have done. It has done nothing to bring Sebastian Rogers home. So what do you need to do? You need to make changes. And how do you make those changes? People are going to have to put their egos and their pride and all that stuff aside and go, hey, finding this child is more important than whatever beef we have with each other. Whatever's been said has been said. You can't take it back. You can't change it. It's out there. It's done. Okay. But as a real human being, there becomes a time for forgiveness. You forgive people for what they say. You don't forget what they say. Forgiveness and forgetting is two different things. You can forgive and not forget. Okay. We don't have to be mad at each other anymore, but that don't mean we'll forget what each other said. But we just won't hold that anger towards it anymore. And these people need to work out whatever the hell is going on with their family, and they need to come together and start putting search parties together for Sebastian Rogers. I'll tell you this, you don't find nothing you're not looking for. Okay. I lost some keys. I searched for those keys for months. Is any of your music available to listen to online? I don't think so. A lot of our music was old and was on MySpace. And then they took my MySpace channel and a lot of the videos went poof. And then, I mean, if you really dig, you may be able to find something. Then my alternate YouTube channel, since I didn't log on to it in years, and it had our music videos and stuff like that up there, they took the channel down. So I ended up losing that channel, and they took it down, just deleted it because it wasn't active. And a lot of my music was on that channel. Now, if you really, really search, you may be able to find something. I would probably have to dig for it. And is there a Thanksgiving fund? Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. We'll get into that right quick. We actually purchased a Thanksgiving. We're doing two. All right. But PJ went ahead and ordered one today. Right. And when she gets here, she'll go over that with you, who she bought it for. She told me, but I forgot. But we already bought one dinner set up, like turkey, pies, stuffing, the whole works for one family already today. And we're buying another one tonight. So you can join us live when we do that. PJ has already picked the two families, right? One of them, she already purchased all the stuff for, because I was going to wait a couple days, but PJ said we need to do it now, right? So she went ahead at lunchtime and bought one family's whole stuff and already has shipped it out to them. So tonight, I told her, I said, well, if you're going to buy the one, we might as well buy both. And so we know it's there to you in time. So yes, there is a Thanksgiving fund. My mods could post a Give, Send, Go. And we will buy when we come live tonight, we will pick the other family and we will go in and we will buy their Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. So we already bought one today. We're going to buy another one today, but we're going to do that one live. And of course, that same fund is our Christmas fund. And we're going to buy 3 families Christmas. All right. So if Thanksgiving wish list, no need to send them. PJ done pick the people. All right. And then started that. So we may do 3. I don't know. I'm going to talk to her when we get here. If we can do 3, I'll do 3 families Thanksgiving and 3 Christmas. I think that would be good. All right. But for sure, we're definitely buying one more tonight. So if you want to enter in that, but you need to get it in today for sure. Right. Because PJ done told me she picked the second family. Now, if I can squeeze in a third family, I'll do that. All right. So what we do is, like I said, we order everything from Walmart and we have them deliver that to your house. If you want to donate, you donate through the Give, Send, Go link that my mods post. And let me know when you do so I can thank you. I think we're up to like $500 that has been donated to that. So, but we need to get that up. And I'm going to put some of my personal money and PJ's putting some of her personal money in, and that $500 is the fund. So if you're a family in need, and you got to be quick, we got to operate quick here because we don't have much time. We started a little late this year. You got to send me your story of why you're struggling, a picture of your kids, and their wish list. Okay, that's it. Amazon wish list. You got to have all 3 of those in one email. We can do 3. PJ just said we can do 3. All right, I see it right there. All right, well, she picked 2. Then I guess we could pick a family together tonight. We'll vote on one or something. I'll read a couple of the stories and we'll vote on one. I don't know how we'll do it, but we'll get it figured out. So if you're in need of Christmas, send the story of what's going on with your family, picture, and already have the Amazon wish list in place. All right. And that's what that fund is for. We take that money from that fund, and that's how we buy these Christmas gifts. We will pick 3 families for Christmas, and it looks like we're going to pick 3 families for Thanksgiving. And we're going to do the Thanksgiving ones tonight. When I come back live tonight, we will do the 3 families for Thanksgiving. And Christmas, a week before Christmas, we pick the 3 families that we're going to buy Christmas for. So 3 families for Thanksgiving, 3 families for Christmas. Sound good? And if you can help out and donate, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. It'll make, some people smile around the holidays for Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you can't, if you're struggling, I understand it. No big deal. Okay. This is for the people that have a little bit of extra that want to give. All right. Some of us are blessed and some of us not so blessed. Me, I'm blessed. I got nothing I complain about. Right. So I just want to do the part to make, I'm always smiling. I want to make some other people smile. All right. I want you to feel some of the joy that I got. So that's so good of you guys. We do it every year. We've been doing it for 4 years. Right. And we're hoping, I'd like to see other channels helping and doing things too. So if you're a YouTube channel out there and you're watching, follow the lead, do something good to help the true crime community. Cause this is our community. This is our family here on YouTube. Right. So, and speaking of which, PJ just came in. So, I was going to go over this, call with us, but I guess I'll do that when I come back tonight. All right. I did touch on Sebastian Rogers a little bit, but she's only home for about 30 minutes for lunch. So I want to spend some time with her, and then I'll come back live at 2:00, and then we'll go over this, leaked phone call from Sebastian Rogers, because there is still some more stuff that I want to touch in on that. I hear the producer rolling up. Hey, producer. Hey. I'm getting ready to wrap up so I can hang out with you for a few minutes, and then I'll go back live at 2.
Why?
Because you only got a half hour.
You're supposed to be going to do the one thing that I need for you to
do I gotta go get the dog's medicine. And
you're explaining the Thanksgiving stuff, but then explaining how they do it with the Christmas explanation. Like, the stuff that I did as far as Thanksgiving, we can even just take out of my money and you could do whatever over. But I don't need the person's kids' pictures and none of that for Thanksgiving.
No, for Christmas.
Yeah, but you were telling them to do it by today, and then you were explaining it with the Christmas explanation.
Oh, okay.
So it confused me.
So we're gonna do 3 Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you when you get off.
Okay, so if for Thanksgiving you just have to send a letter, right?
Just explain
what's going on. That's it for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, your hardships.
Yeah, just your hardships, and and then we'll contact you if we pick you, and we'll do 2 of them live tonight. And PJ's already. Who did you buy Thanksgiving for? What?
Nomad Beads.
Nomad Beads.
They're both the people that I had in mind are both long time turtles.
They're both long time turtles. Nomad Beads.
Yes.
Okay.
That's her screen name.
What was her situation?
She has twins and disabilities and doesn't have food stamps for the month, and then
okay.
Hard times.
Just hard times. Okay.
And there was nothing specifically extravagant about it, just somebody that truly needed food.
Help. Okay. That's what it's about right there. It's Nomad Deeds? Or
Beads.
Beads. Like the beads you wear in your
Yeah,
hair?
like beads.
Okay. All right. So Nomad Beads was the first person selected. And like I said, we'll pick 2 more tonight. And did she get nice stuff? Or did you send her nice stuff?
I got her everything on her list.
Oh, she submitted a list?
Well, that's what I was trying to say to you, is that you were saying Amazon wish list. I had been, just like last year, Walmart is able to shop for you. You just have to give me the local Walmart that's closest to you. And I didn't select it to deliver because I don't want to know the person's address. I just said they could pick it up today at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock.
Did you let her know?
Yes.
Okay, she could do that?
Yes.
Okay, so she's picking hers up.
Yes.
All right, y'all hear that, guys? So if we pick you, you can either set it up where you give us your address if you trust us with your address. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I just don't really want, like, it's just easier.
We're not going to come track you down or nothing. Or you can pick it up from your local Walmart. Okay. So if you are needing help on Thanksgiving, send us a list. Should they put what they want? A list of food?
Or if they don't do a list of food, I will literally get everything that I would think was needed for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, stuffing, mashed potatoes, turkey, gravy, rolls, a pie.
And I need to know the size of their family too. So if it's like you and 2 kids, then it would be a set amount of stuff. But I mean, I pretty much know what to do.
Okay. So yeah.
And you got a couple of gifts and goes.
You want to thank them real fast?
Thelma sent $25.
Thank you, Thelma.
And Chow sent $40.
Thank you, Chow.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Thelma. Thank you, Chow. You guys are absolutely great. And like I said, we'll pick 2 more families tonight. We'll order them Thanksgiving dinner, and then we'll still be, putting funds aside for the 3 people that we picked for Christmas. You guys have been great. I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock. If you don't get a notification, make sure you come back.
You're not going to be back at 2 o'clock.
I won't be back at 2 o'clock?
Because it's about to be 1 and you have to get the dog medicine.
I'll be back by 2:30.
Perfect.
Okay, 2:30, guys. I got to run pick up my dog's medicine. I'll be back at 2:30 and I'll come back live. We'll go over the Sebastian Rogers phone call and some other stuff. But until then, be good, be safe. Remember, Dolly loves you. Peace.